What's up, Chiefs Kingdom? A major development in the NFL draft process today. The Kansas City Chiefs hosted a very intriguing draft prospect on a top 30 visit. And considering his injury history, the fact that they brought him in tells me this is serious. If the visit went well, this could end up being a game changer for the future of this football team. I'll explain why later in the video. Plus, linebacker Jack Cochran is back, Charles Omenihu is locked in and ready to explode in 2025, and Patrick Mahomes is already grinding in Texas with his teammates. Lot to cover, so hit that like button if you're fired up for the upcoming season, and let's get into it. More on them in a bit, but let's start with some breaking roster news. The Chiefs have officially re-signed linebacker Jack Cochran, one of the more underrated depth pieces on this defense and a huge contributor on special teams. Cochran suffered a fractured ankle on a kickoff against the Texans in Week 16 last year, landed him on IR, but this new deal signals that his recovery is going smoothly. I'm not saying he's 100% just yet, but the Chiefs' medical staff is very conservative when it comes to injuries. If they didn't believe he was close to full health, this deal wouldn't have happened. He should be good to go by training camp. For those who don't know, Cochran was a standout middle linebacker at South Dakota, went undrafted in 2022, and signed with KC shortly after. Since then, he's played nearly 900 special team snaps and stepped in as the green dot linebacker when both Nick Bolton and Drew Tranquill were out. That speaks volumes about the trust Spags has in him. The Chiefs placed a right of first refusal tender on him, which usually means they value him as a core piece. I don't think his deal hit the full $3.3 million mark. We'll know more when the cap numbers hit Spotrac and over the cap. But whatever the final number is, he's back, and that's a big win for special teams and linebacker depth. Also back in the fold is veteran safety Mike Edwards. He spoke with the media this week and said returning to KC felt right. He fits the scheme, knows the system, and now with Justin Reid gone, he's ready to step into a bigger leadership role. That's important. This safety room is young outside of Edwards and Dion Bush. Mike's been around 7 years in the league, and he's still a playmaker. 7 interceptions in his last 3 seasons with the Bucs, 3 of which he housed for touchdowns. Oh, and don't forget his role in recovering that Tyreek Hill fumble that Brian Cook returned for a TD last year. The guy is always around the ball. Speaking of playmakers, defensive end Charles Omenihu is back on a 1-year deal and ready to bring the heat. He told the media this week that, for the first time in a while, he's fully healthy and ready to play a complete season. No suspensions. No rehab. Just football. Omenihu dealt with a 6-game suspension in 2023 and tore his ACL in the AFC title game versus the Ravens, which limited him big time. But now, he's training hard, knows the scheme, and wants to prove he can be a force off the edge again. If he's back to form, watch out. Now let's talk about the man, the myth, the legend, Patrick Mahomes. He's already working out in Texas with his QB crew and several pass catchers. This has become an annual off-season tradition, and it's all about building chemistry early. Throwing sessions included Gardner Minshew, Bailey Zapp, Chris Oladipo, and guys like Hollywood Brown, Sky Moore, Justin Ross, Nico Remigio, and tight ends Noah Gray, Robert Tonyan, and even Jared Wiley, who's recovering from an ACL tear. Wiley being out there is huge, a sign that his recovery is ahead of schedule. Now, not all of these guys will make the 53-man roster, but early reps like this are critical. If I had to guess, Gray and Wiley are locks at tight end, Hollywood is a lock at wide out, and Nico Remigio could very well win the return job, especially with the new kickoff rules designed to encourage more returns. Let's talk about Sky Moore. He's entering the final year of his rookie deal and honestly, he's on thin ice. He didn't catch a single pass in 2024 and ended up on IR. He'll need a strong camp to secure a spot. Same with Justin Ross, spent most of last year on the practice squad, saw 1 target in 2 games. He could stick around again on the practice squad, but unless he flashes big time, he's not a lock either. And don't forget, KC could very well draft another WR this year, which only adds more competition to the room. Now here's where things get really interesting. The Chiefs hosted wide receiver Isaiah Bond on a top 30 visit, according to ESPN's Jeremy Fowler. Bond is a burner, 5 feet 11 inches, 180 pounds, runs a 4.39, classic Andy Reid speedster. But, and this is important, he's currently facing a legal situation involving an alleged sexual assault. He turned himself in to Frisco police, posted bond, and released a public statement saying the allegations are false and that he looks forward to clearing his name. It's a serious situation, and just like with Xavier Worthy's false report earlier this year, we need to let the legal process play out. Still, the Chiefs bringing him in for a visit despite this tells me there's genuine interest. If Bond falls in the draft because of this, KC might see value in grabbing him late. And speaking of top 30 visits, the most fascinating one yet happened today. The Chiefs brought in a draft prospect who's dealt with a significant injury, which tells me that if this visit went well, the team might be seriously considering him. We'll break down who that player is and why he could be a hidden gem for this franchise in a future video, but keep your eyes peeled. This could be a massive swing for the fences pick. Look, I've been guilty of signing up for free trials and forgetting about them. That's where Rocket Money comes in. This personal finance app helps you track subscriptions, cancel unwanted ones, and even negotiate lower bills, all in one place. They've helped me save hundreds, and they've saved customers over $500 million in total. Cochran's back. Edwards is ready to lead. Charles Omenihu is coming for blood. Mahomes is putting in off-season work. And the Chiefs are scouting high-risk, high-reward talent hard. You can feel it. Brett Veach is cooking something up. Let me know in the comments, which of these stories are you most fired up about? And who do you want the Chiefs to draft this year? Smash that like, subscribe if you haven't, and I'll see you in the next one.